Ɔman de hyɛ mmarima mo nyinaa akɔ aba de ba Kantona TV. Sene Kantona TV yɛahyɛ mmɔbɔ saa bɛ na bɛnya nsɛm bi yɛdi ka na de tie no. Yɛde bɛbrɛ mu saa pɛpɛpɛ na bɛ na bɛnya yɛyɛ no. Na dɔm kɛseɛ ɛwɔ mmarahyɛbadwafie ada so nsa afrɛ ɛyɛ His Excellency John Dramani Mahama sɛ ɔmo hia no sɛ ɔmo no bɛyɛ pit ɛna nneɛma bɔne a wayɛ ntie ɛnɛ da yi de ahokyerɛ de brɛ ɔman no. Ɔmbra no ɔmbɛyi n'ano. Wei ɛna dɔnkum a ɛwɔ mmarahyɛbadwafie te asasɛm no ɛnyɛ ɔmo dɛ. Ɔmo nso gyina so sɛ ɔmatea sɛ ndɔm kɛseɛ ɛwɔ mmarahyɛbadwafie ato nsa afro no akaakaakaa ba afei deɛ nsɛm no amee ɔmo nti ɔmo ankasa nso ɔmo ayɛ ready a ɔmo nso ɔmo to nsa de afrɛ ɛyɛ the vice president ɛyɛ Dr. Bawumia sɛ ɔmo nso mo hia no wɔ mmarahyɛbadwafie ɛsiane sɛ hɔ ɛne ɛhyɛ mmara nti sɛ woba a ɛnyɛ ade a wobɛtumi atoto apaapaa so. Dɔm kɛseɛ a ɛwɔ mmarahyɛbadwafie ɛyɛ nsɛndwerɛfoɔ nhyiam sei ɛna ɔmo no ɛtu dwa.
First of all, we hear our friends in the NDC criticizing and attacking this government all over the place. The question is, what alternative policies have they, if any? We are aware that the NDC served in government for 8 years. They were in office from 2009 to 2017, January 6th. 8 years in office. President John Dramani Mahama was a vice president in their first term, and when President Mills passed on, he took over. So he was president for 4.5 years. The NDC MPs who today are criticizing the Akufo-Addo government were the same MPs and ministers of state during the NDC administration, an administration that Ghanaians know failed the people of Ghana. Now let's deal with some facts. School feeding, a policy that was introduced by President Kufuor, was aimed at supporting the vulnerable in our society, so that parents who, because they did not have money to feed their kids could not go to school, could have access to education. As at the time the NDC left office, only 1.6 million Ghanaian children had access to school feeding. Today, under Akufo-Addo's government, we have 4 million Ghanaian children benefiting from school feeding, meaning that almost all schools, primary, JHS, almost all schools in this country, basic schools, are having access to this all-important social intervention program. So the NDC cannot turn around and say that this government has done nothing. Let's go to NHIS. It was Kufuor who introduced the health insurance policy. When the health insurance policy was in Parliament, the bill was in Parliament, the NDC boycotted the health insurance policy. We know the state of medical care in the country prior to the assumption of office by the NPP in the year 2001. NPP spoke about the need for the health insurance when in opposition. And when we came into office, the health insurance policy was introduced. These were the same people who said the health insurance policy was not practicable, that we could not implement that policy, and as a developing economy, where would we get the money to implement it? We came into office, we implemented it. They came into office, the health insurance policy collapsed. We all know, we remember, the healthcare facilities in the country that complain about non-payment. This led to reduction in patronage of our health insurance. As of 2016, NDC government was spending around 1.6 billion in paying health insurance claims. Today, this government is spending 6.55 billion Ghana cedis in paying health insurance claims. This should tell you our commitment to the healthcare needs of our people. Let's go to LEAP, the Livelihood Empowerment Program. As at the time they were leaving office, those who were benefiting from this program, the amount the NDC committed as at 2016 was 49 million Ghana cedis. As at today, and check from the budget, the records, 2023 figures alone, I'm not even referring to the 2024 figures, an amount of 423 million has been committed to Livelihood Empowerment Program. What does this do? What is it all about, Livelihood Empowerment Program? We have many people who are very poor, many households who are very poor, people who do not even have money to buy food. And this program is aimed at reaching out to the many poor people in our rural areas, households that otherwise could not afford 3 square meals. And this is what we have done. Now let me go to the almighty free SHS. Our friends in the media, it is important to point out to you that the NDC committed in 2016, committed 25 million to support secondary education. At the end of the financial year, only 12 million of the so-called the 25 million had been released. Today's Ghana, NPP, when we assumed office, immediately in the March budget, you know, we assumed office in January 2017. In March 2017 was when we brought the first budget, Mahama Bawumia budget. We committed 400 million Ghana cedis to start the free SHS, not in silos, not progressive. It was an all-inclusive package, free SHS in terms of payment of fees and in terms of expanded infrastructure. Today, the NDC cannot point to a single school in this country that has not seen infrastructure development or expansion. In fact, their own e-blocks, they could do only 23 or so. We came in, we have done 32 more, and the rest are still ongoing. Vocational training education in Ghana today is free. It has seen massive increase in enrollment. And in fact, without adding vocational training, vocational and technical education to the record, under the free SHS policy alone, we have seen an astronomical increase in the number of enrollment to 1.6 million compared to the 800,000 we came to meet. So, in real terms, the policy has yielded the needed fruits because more Ghanaian children are having access. And is this what the NDC is claiming to be a failure of this government? Obviously, this can never be a failure. Now, we, the majority caucus, are by this calling on President John Dramani Mahama, former president of Ghana and flag bearer of the NDC, not to run away from the debate, not to stay away from debating Dr. Bawumia. We are not afraid of the facts and the figures. We are not afraid of our track record. We know that we have not achieved 100% success. We concede that there are challenges, but we are far better in terms of governance. It is a reason why our flag bearer, Dr. Mahama Bawumia, is ready to debate on the issues. We don't believe in politics of name calling, politics of insult, politics of insinuation, and all. We believe that the facts can speak for themselves. And the only way to give Ghanaians the opportunity to compare and contrast and to look at which of the two parties really has them at heart is for us to have a debate. So the NDC should not run away from any debate. There should be no excuses for debate. Debate is the only means of determining who is best suited to run the country from 2025. In any event, Dr. Mahama Bawumia has already outlined his vision for the country, that he is going to create an economy anchored on digitalization. If NDC wants to challenge that, the only way to do it is through a debate. Now to end it, yesterday, when the finance minister presented a media review statement to Parliament, the minority leader made reference to page 107, Appendix 2A of the 2024 media review document to make a claim that because we have accumulated 4.5 billion in the payable build-up line, we have breached an IMF target on no accumulation of arrears and payable. This claim is not correct. There are two targets under the IMF-supported program which relate to arrears and payables. Namely, one, the primary balance on commitment basis, a quantitative performance criteria, and two, the net change in the stock of payables of the central government and of payables to IPPs and an indicative target. By the way, the NDC went under an IMF program. All the variables derailed. All the targets that they were supposed to meet, they could not. A year around this time, in 2016, the IMF had come to Ghana and had packed and left off because they failed to meet their own targets. Now the Appendix A that was cited relates to the target on the primary balance on commitment basis. The reference made was specifically on net change in the stock of payables. So you are dealing with two components, the arrears clearance and accumulation of payables. So whilst the minority leader mentions payables of 4.5 billion, what he forgot was that the government cleared as much as 19.4 billion of outstanding payables. This resulted in a net position of negative 14.8 billion, which directly improves the primary balance on commitment, as per the measures indicated in the budget statement. So really, he was again trying to throw dust into the eyes of Ghanaians, and we feel that the records will speak for themselves. So ladies and gentlemen, without more, I would want to end here on behalf of the caucus by reiterating our call on our former president, who is a flag bearer of the NDC, that for Ghanaians to really know who is ready to address the challenges in the economy, he should join in the debate. Let the two of them debate on the issues. Nobody should run away from the debate. And it is only through a debate that we will know who is really ready to run the economy of this country. Thank you very much.
Na sei nso na dom kuma ewo mmrahwebudwafie nso eyi nsɛm na no ɔmo so ɔmo to nsa de afrɛ eye Dr. Bawumia.
Ladies and gentlemen from the media, we call here this afternoon to respond to some urgent call which has generated a lot of controversy in the country. But there is an opportunity to respond to that call, and that is the essence of this afternoon's press interaction. The NDC minority in Parliament is inviting Vice President Alhaji Mahama Bawumia to participate in the debate on the media fiscal policy review of on the budget which was presented to us yesterday. The budget statement and economic policy is scheduled to take place tomorrow, and that the debate will take place tomorrow. So we are calling on His Excellency the Vice President to join the debate. The debate begins on Thursday, 25th July 2024 in the Parliamentary Chamber at 10 o'clock in the forenoon. The minority is extending the public invitation to the Vice President, giving his notice as giving his role as chairman of the economic management team of the government. Parliamentary rules permit a sitting Vice President to participate in debate on the floor of the House, and this is stated in Article 110 of the 1992 Constitution. And this is a copy of the Constitution. So if you open Article 110, it says that the Vice President, a sitting Vice President, is permitted to take place on the debate on the floor. And we know that he's hungry for debate, despite his poor economic performance. So we are waiting for him tomorrow. Person to the Vice President call for a debate on the economy. This invitation presents Mahama Bawumia an excellent opportunity and a forum to debate on the account for his stewardship over the last 7.5 years as chairman of the economic management team. The NDC minority has lined up a crack team of highly knowledgeable and competent members on this side to debate the Vice President Mahama Bawumia and further to expose his abysmal poor economic performance of his government. For a government that has completely destroyed Ghana's economy, rendered 33.3% of Ghana's population extremely poor, and about 2 million Ghanaian youth facing acute food and nutrition insecurity. Ghana's youth are unemployed. The highest, 33%, 35% of Ghana's youth are unemployed. And this is from the World Bank report. We are not saying it. So we are giving him the parameters tomorrow when he's coming, how he must prepare, and the questions he's coming to answer. So this is the line of debate, and this is how he must prepare before appearing on the floor tomorrow. So the NDC minority fund is believing that Mahama Bawumia still has the audacity to call for a debate on the economy. And if he does, we are creating that opportunity for him. Despite his poor economic performance, he says debate will solve the problem. So we are waiting for him. That notwithstanding, the NDC minority has lined up a crack team. So tomorrow when he comes, he must know the people he's coming to debate with. A crack team of debaters for a showdown, and the following are they. Honorable Kweku Reket-Hagan is the chairman of the Committee on Economy and Development. So we'll debate the economy proper. Honorable Azega Dongo, and he's the ranking member on finance. So the debate is going to be on finance and economy. So Mahama Bawumia should know the people he's coming to face. Honorable Thomas Ampinyaku, and he's the chairman of the Budget Committee. So they just presented the budget and we are debating it. So he must come along that line. Honorable John Ablai Jinapo, and he's the ranking member on the Committee of Energy and also member of the Finance Committee. Honorable Eric Opoku, and he's the ranking member. He's the ranking member on Food, Agriculture, and Cocoa Affairs, and member of the Committee on Economy and Development. You all know our cocoa, which President Atamils produced about 1 million tons. President Mahama produced about 969 million tons of cocoa, 1,000 tons of cocoa. Now, Dr. Mahama Bawumia has reduced it to 450, and he's struggling. So he must come and let us debate this. This is the line along which the debate will continue. Well, Ghanaians youth want to know how we are going to find solutions to this. So he must come and we are going to debate. Honorable Ladi Ayi Ayama, member of the Finance Committee and member of the ECOWAS Parliament. So for the affirmative action, she will be debating from the women perspective. When our women go to the market, what the market women see, how they feel, and how they have been quarreling in the various houses. Where couples are quarreling about the daily unkept money and all those things. So it will be holistic debate, and Ghanaians are waiting for him there. The Honorable Joseph Bukari Nikwe, ranking member, Committee on Employment and Social Welfare. You know, the World Bank records shows that about 2 million Ghanaian youth, they are just there. No job, no school, no training, nothing. They are just there. And as leaders of the country, we can't just also keep quiet and be looking at them. So he must come for us to debate. We know he cares for solutions, and we are here. We will offer those solutions. So this is for tomorrow, this is the thing that we've given to him. And the Constitution, framers of the Constitution were aware that times like this will come. That is why they put it there in the Constitution, that a sitting Article 111, that a sitting vice president is permitted to come to Parliament, sit in Parliament, write his name as a debater, given the opportunity to debate.